Hey everyone, Frugal Panda here with a visit to the Ballard neighborhood in Seattle, Washington. As many of you know, Ballard, well, a lot of people know that live in Washington State, but a lot of us don't know, is that Ballard, I believe, used to be a city. It has very deep Scandinavian roots. A lot of folks from Scandinavia, areas of the Europe, relocated here. Here, Minnesota, another place I like that's one of my favorite little towns in Washington, Paulsbo. Paulsbo is really cool too. And shout out to their museum in Paulsbo. They were very informative and told us lots of good stuff about the area. That was a really hip city. Anyway, we're in the Ballard area. Neighborhood steeped in Nordic traditions. Ancestry. It's got a lot of trendy shops, restaurants. There's a lot of bars. When I'm visiting here, this is going to be October time frame, so the fall time frame. It's been on and off, sunny this day. It gets sunny, then it'd be cloudy, then sunny. But it gave a good vibe. It was fall. It really did feel like fall in this area. Ballard is near the Woodland Park Zoo. It's not too far from there. If you keep going, you'll hit the Fremont Troll as well. One of my videos I don't know which one I'll put first. I'm going to have a video up of me riding around Fremont area, in that surrounding area of Fremont, which is an old, if I remember right, Irish neighborhood, Irish city. It might have been a city. A lot of these neighborhoods that are neighborhoods now were at one time towns or small cities that were incorporated in Seattle to make what we have today, which is a very large Seattle, Washington, pretty big city. And you got the Ballard Locks here and stuff like that. A side note, this time I went and visited, and you'll hear me talk in some of my other videos. And when I visited, by the time I got to Seattle, I was kind of sick. No, I was sick. I had a pretty serious cold. But I was a little down in the dumps for a day, but then I said, you know what, forget it. I went out and got some medication and stuff, and I said, I'm going to roll. I am not sitting in a hotel. I'm on vacation. I want to see stuff, but my energy level's a little down, as you know, when you're not feeling well. So my energy was down. I'd eat snacks here and there, but usually I'd have one meal a day, which tells me I wasn't feeling well, to be honest with you. So this time, I went and ate at, I believe it was Mr. Gyro's. So I rode my electric XP, as I was saying. I took the electric XP 3.0 and rode around Fremont, and I stopped at Mr. Gyro's and got me a gyro and some wonderful fries and ate, and said, let's go over to Ballard. I wasn't sure what to do. I really wanted to go to West Seattle and catch the ferry somewhere, but I just did not feel well. It really sucked. So let's go to Ballard. Let's go walk around, stretch our legs, hit our exercise goals. I have an Apple Watch, so I haven't hit my exercise goals, even though I rode around on my bike. So I went for a good walk around here, found some parking that was pretty cheap. It didn't cost much. I think just a few dollars. I almost want to say like $1, but I know I'm pretty sure it was less than $5. So as you see, I'm walking around. It's a beautiful fall day. During this time, I would work up a little bit of an appetite, not a big appetite, but no, I really didn't have that much of an appetite. But I saw the Salt and Straw, and every time I come to this area, I would go to the Salt and Straw and get me an ice cream. So I went to the Salt and Straw, grabbed me something, and just sat out there and people watched. I believe I had to have a long sleeve on. It wasn't cold, but I think it got a little chilly here and there. Just here and there, but nothing more than you need a long sleeve shirt. So I'm pretty sure I was wearing a long sleeve while out riding around and checking out the city. No biggie. It was a great day. The time frame I went, it was after lunch rush, because I went and ate at Mr. Gyro's around lunchtime, and then drove across to Ballard, found a place to park, and then so there was not as many people walking around, just a few of us, and I got my ice cream. I'm sitting down, I'm just watching. Didn't see as many homeless people this time as the last time I was here, but there was some, and there was this guy out there with one shoe, one sock, eating out of the trash cans and stuff, and it's kind of a trip when you're in cities. That's why I don't live in cities. I live in Denver area, but I really live in Aurora, and I also live out, and I live in the suburbs in like an HOA. So how people are oblivious to just that type of stuff. The dude was getting in the trash cans, eating food and doing all this stuff, and people would act like nothing was happening. I'm like, man, this guy needs help. He's out on the streets, wandering in the traffic, all this stuff, and people are just totally oblivious, just used to it. And I don't want to ever be used to it. I grew up in cities, and I love visiting them. I like Seattle, but Seattle, a lot of the and this has, who people vote for. Not everyone votes for those, but enough people vote. It has a lot of dysfunction, the same as Denver. I tell people when I tell them I go to Seattle and stuff, they always talk about the homeless people and all this stuff. And, people live in Denver. I said, we don't have no room to talk, especially if you live in Denver. There's tons of them. I saw way more in Denver in certain parts than I saw in a lot of parts of Seattle. So there wasn't that many here. There was just a sprinkling here and there. We're just walking around. It didn't mess up anything with me. I love to visit. But you never know with that, somebody's walking, kids coming from home from school and stuff, and someone decides to blow out and, have a mental health crisis, and all that stuff. Anyway, walking around, just checking out. I didn't really go in many stores. I just want to go for a walk, stretch my legs. Because I was like, I didn't feel that well after riding my bike. I said, no, we're not going to let that. Like I said, I took some medication. I said, let's roll. We're getting out of this car. And so I parked, walked around, and enjoyed my time. I found out one of the places I went to, one of the times I was out here, Little Big Burger, they're gone. They used to have a place called Little Big Burger around here, and it's gone. So it's been replaced by another restaurant. This one right here, that was, I believe, at one time Little Big Burger, because I remember sitting out there and eating and watching 5 homeless guys fight. It's a city. There's stuff like that happens. So anyway, I'm just walking. I don't know where I'm going. All I do know is once I'm done walking around and taking a little video for everybody, I'm going to go buy Scandinavian specialties. I watched a documentary on it before I came out here the last time, but I forgot about it. And I want to go there and get a souvenir or two and get some chocolate and, put some money into the place, because they've really fought really hard to stay in business all these years. And I know it's a big part of this neighborhood and, recognition of their Nordic Scandinavian roots, this Scandinavian specialties. And what I mean? I think it's a good thing to do. And it was a really cool store. It's called Scandinavian Specialties. And one of the guys that worked there, he was really cool, and he was talking to me because he saw I had a Denver Nuggets hat on, so we were just talking for a minute. But everyone was nice, super clean, really cool. Before I forget, because I may not say this in any of my other videos, I want to thank everybody who watches my video. I want to thank the people that click on the links that I share and things like that. This actual solo trip that I did, this was paid for by YouTube and Amazon Associate. Yeah, that's what paid for this trip right here. It sure was. So it was really cool. And if I didn't say it in any of my other videos either, when I brought my electric XP 3.0 long range with me, I had 2 batteries this time. So there was no running out of battery. So there's going to be a bunch of videos coming out. So you got this of me walking around. You're going to have a video of me just riding around Fremont area and that surrounding area on my e-bike. I want to say, I don't want to say that yet, but there's going to be a video of me riding my scooter around Portland area after I went to my little pizza spot in Nob Hill, Escape from New York. And there's a bunch of other videos, me at Garibaldi, me in Rockaway Beach, Eureka. I rode my scooter because I brought my scooter and my e-bike. I'll leave a link for my scooter there, my electric scooter. I rode around Arcata too, and that was a blast. I really want to go back to Arcata and do a little bit further exploring. I really did like that area, that little city. Where else? I rode my scooter in Rockaway Beach. So there's going to be like a bunch of videos. I have to yank all this stuff off my GoPro and everything, because now I'm about to go on a little quick camping trip to do some reviews of some stuff that I got. So I got to clear out some room on my GoPro and my phone. So, but was it a good choice to go to the Pacific Northwest? It always is. I didn't know I was going to be sick. It really caught up to me, I think, when I was in Garibaldi's, when I started feeling sick by that night. And I want to say I went to Rockaway and got some medication. But it was the same thing. I would take the medication, I'd be cool, but usually around 5 o'clock or so, it was time to go shut it down. So I would end up cutting my trip short at Seattle. I think I stayed maybe 2 days, and I would cut it short and come back home. And I was a little bummed on it, but I was like, you know what? I had a blast. You can never tell. Things like that happen. Where did I get sick? I don't know. It's just what happens. We're walking around the neighborhood surrounding Ballard. I don't know if this is Ballard actually right here, but I love the houses in this area. It's really cool. I'm walking around, and even though it seems later than what it is, it's I think the kids start getting out of school around this time when I'm walking, so it's around 3:30. I would say, because I start seeing teens, like high schoolers, getting out of school. So I picked a good time to go. I wanted to go to the burger joint that's in Seattle. It's the one that's in, what was his name? Sir Mix-a-Lot, one of his videos. They're all over. They're known. But school was in, and then lunch hit, and all these kids just went to, so I ended up going to Mr. Gyro's. I can't think of the name of the burger spot, but if you're in Seattle, you guys know what it is. And there were so many kids waiting in line to get those burgers. Let me go get a gyro, instead. So I went and got one of those instead. So that was cool. That's all we're doing. We're walking around. I'm stretching my legs. Just getting a little exercise in some more. I did ride my e-bike a lot too, by the way. And I think I pulled my scooter out while I was in Seattle too, and I rode around for a hot second on it. I'm pretty sure I did. I brought both of them, and I'm starting to learn. What I learned on this trip is taking both of them was a great idea, because sometimes I don't want to yank out that heavy old, e-bike, but the scooter's easy. I can pop it, and let's go check out some stuff. This was Ballard. Enjoy. Go check it out, guys, if you haven't been there. I think it's a really cool little spot to go check out. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.